morning, everybody. It's a very cold and blustery day outside, so I thought we would do a little sketchbook tour. This one is pretty much full, so I think it's time. And it is the beginning of a new year, so I'll be getting a new sketchbook pretty soon here. So this one is the Travelogue Handbook in the pocketbook sized, and I got it in January of last year in California, actually. And I'm excited to try to find this one here. I haven't seen it anywhere, but I really want to get another one. Might have to just order it. And on the front, I've got a couple of my own stickers. The bat sticker, it's available in my shop. The old Molly Mock design. And this little trick pumpkin, which is part of our rewards for Halloween on Patreon. And that's me. And on the back, I have this one from Artist at Comic-Con. And getting into it. So I have a ton of stickers in here, and I will try to put all of the artists in the description or in links so you can find them because they're all really cool. I love all of these. Are some of my favorite stickers, so I put them in the front. Especially this little hairy bunny. He's so cute. Okay. And yeah, so I started this exactly. I put the date on my first drawing, which is smart. I have never done that before, but now I'm glad I did. It's the January 15th, 2019. And we were still in California, so I was kind of just doodling while we were there with some new art supplies, some new colored pencils, and a pen. This is from the Museum of Modern Art, I believe, in California. San Francisco, specifically. And lots more doodles. These two specifically are Critical Role. Got Caleb and Not. And I just like these little, foxy guys. They're fun. This is our fortune. We went to the Museum of Mécanique in San Francisco. It's all mechanical toys and, fortune-telling machines and stuff like that. So we got a couple of fortunes, so I have them in here. And these bats, I think he turned out way better. I think he's really cute. Some more Critical Role. Of course, there's lots more Critical Role in this sketchbook as well, because that's what one of my default topics to sketch when I'm just kind of doodling around. More fortunes. My cat is meowing, so I'm sorry if that sounds super weird. These are thumbnails for some paintings that I did. I have only finished this one, the dragon. I believe it's up on my Patreon as well. And these ones I haven't finished yet, but they're also dragons. And trying to figure out differences between different types of dragon. More types of dragon. And Molly, of course. And this is a Card Kingdom sticker from David's work. And more Critical Role. Vex and Pike and Keyleth. And these were actually, Keyleth specifically was done during an episode of Pub Draw, which is Critical Role's new drawing show with Babs Tarr. Such a fun show, really helpful even if you have never drawn or if you're a seasoned artist. So much fun to draw along with Babs and Marisha. They do different characters and teach you sort of the basics, so you can kind of see. I like to sketch in blue, so you can kind of see that underneath my graphite lines, but you can see the bone or the structure underneath, and that's kind of what they walk you through on that show. It's really fun. These little potato guys. And this tiefling lady. I started doing the comic per hour a day, and obviously I only got through the first 2 hours, so I might try to do that better this year and do more of a full thing for it. But this was what I had planned for that day, about a dream I had, and then about my morning with the little bird. Some hand practice. And some more Plants in Unlikely Things. I love Plants in Unlikely Things and this little cat. This was copied from Pinterest. These are the original sketches from my bat stickers. This one is the only one that didn't. No, these two. These two did not make it to final sticker form. Or they did, but they didn't become part of the line. These ones all did, although he lost his second set of eyes. He only has two regular eyes. I guess I decided I wanted them to be less fantastical bats and more like realistic bats. And then some other sticker designs, maybe, that I ended up not using. This is Zorn and Thorn from Final Fantasy something. David was playing it. My boyfriend David was playing this in bed, and I just thought these characters were so cute. I can't remember what game it is. I'm sorry. But these characters are so cute. They're just little clown guys. They're silly, and so I drew them. You know, like, yeah, tieflings. Because tieflings. Puck from Midsummer Night's Dream. I didn't like how his face turned out, so I kind of have left that. Some more little foxy dog guys, because I just love them. And some watercolor practice. These were attempting to do watercolor without drawing out the lines first. So I did the lines in watercolor and then sort of filled it in, and then this one turned out a lot better, I think. I think because there's more contrast. This one had too much of a limited palette, and it didn't turn out as well. This was a drawing of the Kryn soldiers from Critical Role. I like the idea of like insecty looking armor. A Destiny guy. David plays a lot of Destiny, and sometimes the helmets are like kind of cute in a weird way. Like, he kind of looks like a weird robot, but he's really cute. Pentel brush pen on acrylic paint. So sometimes I do this a lot where I like put down just paint over something I didn't like, and then I can draw over it in Pentel brush pen ink, and it looks really nice. And then this was a sketch for a digital piece that I ended up finishing. This is another like fantastical creature, feathery dude, and a little elf soldier. And a furbolg body. I decided I wanted to figure out what furbolgs are a race in Dungeons and Dragons, and I just really like the idea of them having like a really unnatural sort of body shape, more like fae. Some more furbolgs. These specifically are Caduceus from Critical Role. Trying to nail down his face. I like how this one turned out, but I think he's cuter here. I don't know what happened, but this one's cuter. So there's that. And Bo from Critical Role. Some more hand practice that didn't go too good. My fingers were too short. This I'm so proud of. This page I had done specifically because we were going to meet the cast of Critical Role at Comic-Con last year, and I wanted to have them sign my sketchbook so that I could take them, with me. So I did this page and did ink wash and marker, and these are all of Talison's characters, Percy and Caduceus and Molly. So when we saw him and he signed it, it's on his page. And then on this side, we saw Liam, and these are all of his characters, and that's him as little DM. And then his character Vax is my favorite. And they were so nice about this. I was just thrilled. They were really, really kind and said some really nice things, and it was great to meet them. So I hope I'll be able to do something like this again. It was just really cool to have that, and then whenever I would flip through my sketchbook afterward, I'd be like, oh yeah, nice to see. Some more doodling of ladies. I love this hand. This hand, I have never been able to draw anything like this again, of course, but it's just so good. Some more tieflings, an elf. This is Tiffany Aching from Terry Pratchett's We Free Men. And a shoe. Some more acrylic with Pentel brush pen on top, although this acrylic for some reason smells really weird. I don't know why. I've never used acrylic paint that smells weird when it dries, but this smells weird and I don't like it, so I'm never using this color again in my sketchbook. Lieutenant Duck is from our D&D game. Little pig. This is from Pinterest as well. Oh, and this is also Critical Role. It's Essek from that game. I was trying to make a list of horror movies that I wouldn't mind like drawing fan art for, or drawing stuff for. And obviously, I only got through a few. This ended up as a fuller, bigger design. Those are on my Patreon, as well as these ones. These I were like thumbnail drawings for watercolor paintings, and this is something I did on a separate piece of paper. So I just kind of taped it in because I didn't want it floating around my house. Tiefling Lady. I did this during D&D, and some new watercolors. Just some random characters. This like beat 'em up lady, vampire, some clowns. I think I wanted to turn this into a larger painting because I was trying out poses and I just didn't do it. Didn't finish it. Some of the pages are kind of sparse like this in a weird way. I just didn't ever get around to like adding more to them. This I did at work on the back of a card. It's just like this bunny girl. I did her all in ballpoint pen. That's it. Ballpoint pen. And then a Hollow Knight and just a little bunny. And I got this washi tape at Comic-Con, so I put it in there. Another tiefling guy. These funny little characters. This was my first Inktober. It was different than all the rest of them, so it's the only one I kept. But I kind of changed my method halfway through Inktober, so I just kept this one for me and gave away the rest of them. And more thumbnails for pieces that may or may not have actually made it to full pieces. These ones I know did because these are the sketches for my vampire cards that were part of my Patreon rewards. These I know didn't because I just never completed them. A unicorn lady. Another vampire. And a little like bone ghost lady. These I like found in a book. They're so funny. I don't know what they are. These little cutouts. So, doodling with gel pen specifically, and then more brush pen type things. Trying to get a handle on it. This was a thing I did with David where it's like you go back and forth and just draw a shape. And that the idea is that you just continue drawing shapes and not like you're not supposed to have a purpose. So it turned out kind of cool, so I kept it. More watercolor sketching. I don't like how her face turned out. Oh well. Sticker. Mice. I love these. I love drawing mice. They're so round and cute and fluffy. And this little possum with his little hand. Sketches of people from, like, the crowds of Critical Role, so, like, background characters. They did this really cool episode where they get into a dark elf city, and they were kind of describing what the people looked like. And I just loved the idea of, like, a dark elf city, which is just all these interesting characters. We've got like a librarian and a little girl and a knight guard and a lady shopping, and yeah. More thumbnails for Patreon cards. Also a rough sketch for a digital piece that I did for Liam O'Brien and Laura Bailey's birthday. More sketches, little masquerade lady, one of those paper things, some rose petals. I recently started pressing flowers into my sketchbook too to try and have like some interest, and it's nice to see them, and so some flower petals. My tiefling OC, I think her name is Merryweather. I had this whole problem where I couldn't decide between Maribel and Merryweather, so that's some first sketches of her. I have more later on. This was supposed to be a whole page of mermaids, and I only finished one and then glued something else over it. But I do really like this, like, baby mermaid. Let's see. Yeah, he's just... he's kind of silly. And then a lady. Balberith, this like demon OC that I came up with. He's really cute. He's got a little rat. This dog. He's kind of a silly... I was trying to draw like a monster, and he just came out looking like a really silly dog, I think. An elf lady, and this is acrylic paint again. I was gonna draw something on top and just kind of forgot, and then me and David were playing around with drawing like really simple little heads based on me. I was trying to draw myself in like a, you know, quick little drawing. This I did a while ago. Pardon me. This I did a while ago, but it's kind of just been floating around, so I finally just glued it in here because it's just been like floating around my desk and my shelves, and it's a tarot card based on the Hermit, and I wanted to do a whole series of them, but I couldn't really figure out like what the theme was that I had got with this. Like I liked it, but it didn't translate to the rest of the cards, so I'm just leaving it. More sketching that I did not finish. Some landscape, a girl, a moth. Caduceus that I don't like how it turned out. I don't think that Furbolg went very well. And a angry man. And this is my cat that I drew at work on a post-it. I had this cool idea for like Norns from Norse mythology, where like they're supposed to be, you know, old and young all at the same time, and so she's like kind of aging constantly on one side of her face, and then just like random doodles. I think these were like on a bus or something, so I, you know, get part of it done and then I have to go, so I just leave it. Sketches for my Ren Fair outfit from last summer. This is the original sketch for that. Sticker and a little dude. This is my Over the Garden Wall drawing from, I think September-ish of last year. I really love this series. It's one of my favorite animated series. I just think it's amazing. And this drawing was really fun, kind of a exercise in ink and more of a cartoony style than what I usually do. I spent so long on that lettering, but, you know, it's cool. This is based on an artist I saw on Twitter, and they just had this really cute character in a really pretty dress with a little plague doctor mask, so I wanted to do that. So I did it in watercolor. And an octopus holding a teacup, because he's very cute. These are more Critical Role stuff. These three families are pretty relevant in Critical Role now. They're related to one of the main characters. A little unicorn girl. This is my backup D&D character. So my real D&D character, her name is Mal, and she's a half-elf barbarian, but this is my sort of like secondary one, and I'm kind of obsessed with him. His name is Wrath, and he's a wood elf warlock or sorcerer, and now of course I can't remember. I think he's a warlock. But he's hilarious, so I started drawing him because I just love him. A sketch for a digital piece that I finished of Critical Role's Percy. Some more body practice and a little elf girl. Some more elf people. Bat I really like. And then this is my OC that's based around my shop, AP Obscura. She's the shop owner. She's kind of a like librarian type. Merlin. I love that series. Here's my actual tiefling OC. So her name is Merryweather. That's what I did choose Merryweather. Merryweather Clark. I'm glad I wrote it down because I would have forgotten and been indecisive forever. But she's really cute. She owns a tea shop, and she, you know, wears floofy Victorian dresses and is very, very sweet. More, I think you can barely see this, but like sketch type things for some shop products. Bats. I got a quill pen and I love drawing with it. It's actually really fun. So I do these like really cute little bats and rats. And an elf lady and a little gargoyle. This is from our second trip to California last year, when we went to Dickens Fair, and I bought one of these. They sell these little like figurines, and this is the card that comes with them. So I bought like a little pod goblin, and he's really cute. He does look exactly like this. He's got like a little clay face and a little fur body and a little acorn hat. And pen doodles that never went anywhere. A boy and his dog, and a fancy thing. And we started watching The Witcher, and I love how they did Jaskier, and this song has now been stuck in my head forever. So I had to do a little sketch of him, 2 little sketches of him. This is also him. And a flower, and I think I have a couple blank pages in here because I kind of skipped around a lot and filled in places. These are Fire Emblem characters from the game that came out last year. This is from Dark Crystal. She's so cute. I couldn't like put anything else on this page because I just thought she was so cute. And I didn't want to disturb her and her little guy. These are concepts sketches for our Sauron and Morgoth cosplays that we're doing for Comic-Con this year in 2020. So I'm about to start working on these, and the full design is up on my Patreon now. So if you want to check those out, what the final design looks like, it's up there. We've got like some different types of robes for Morgoth, some different types of robes for Sauron. So yeah. A guy. A lady. Watercolor practice. Some more sketch practice with just faces from Pinterest, I think. I think both of these are from Pinterest, from like fashion photos. Trying to get a likeness to them. A Sauron. And some headshots from Critical Role's Call of Cthulhu one-shot. I did a fuller piece of these guys. This was when I was first trying to like just draw their faces, and then I did that full piece second. And I think some of them turned out better in the second piece, like especially him, I think, came out looking much more like the actors, although I think this is still the best Marisha I've ever drawn. So. And some more thumbnails. This was like the last thumbnails I did for Patreon, for like the sets of cards that where I was doing all originals. Bastard Team D&D notes. I don't have very many. And then I think, yeah, some more thumbnails for Patreon, a last sketch. One last sketch, and that's it. And then I was making these lists. This was actually really helpful, and I'm going to do this in my next sketchbook too, where I made like a list of art things to do if you're stuck or bored. So prompts, I had like a list of prompts of things that I know I like to draw, so I could look at the list and be like, yeah, I want to draw some witches. So I could just, you know, pick a thing off the list, or project specific that I could work on, you know. I've got sewing, I've got painting, I've got, you know, all these different things. And then practice things that I need to work on, so that if I'm like, okay, I feel in the right state of mind to like do a study, I could like go like, okay, well, why don't we work on hands, which I did earlier, or like feet, which I need to do. And then do a little study. And that's it. There's just like some notes in the back here for my shop and stuff like that, and that's it. Sticker. That's that. So, I'm not like proud of this sketchbook. I don't think it's like, you know, it's not like super fancy or nice or anything like that, but I am glad that I finished it mostly. Still got a few blank pages, as you saw, but I think overall that's pretty good compared to like past sketchbooks where I've gotten, you know, like halfway through and given up. So I'm going to get another one of this size for 2020, and I'm going to continue to try to finish it in a year or less. Maybe less. We'll never know. We'll see. I'm hoping, though. So anyway, thank you for watching this little run through whoops, I hope that wasn't too loud, this little run through, and I will hope to be back soon with some more drawing videos. Thanks, guys.